Hello everyone, and welcome back to STW Sports, and today I'm going to be going over one player from every Premier League club who has proven me wrong in a good way. So obviously all 20 Premier League clubs, let's get started in alphabetical order. Arsenal, Gabriel Martinelli. I mean, obviously right now Gabriel Martinelli is very injury prone as a lot of Arsenal players turn out, but when Arsenal signed Martinelli last summer, summer 2019, I thought they were signing nothing more. He was going to be nothing more than a reserve player who didn't really do a lot and barely got in the first team, but I was thankfully proven very wrong by that. Martinelli has been a revelation whenever he's played for Arsenal. 10 goals last season. Yeah, he's not scored this season, but whenever he's played, which hasn't been often, he's really added some energy to the team and his work rate is fantastic. I'm a real big fan of Martinelli. I mean, he's a very good youngster. And yeah, I mean, I'm very happy to say he's turned out the way he has. Fair play to him. I think that he's definitely one Arsenal player I never thought would do anything. And considering he was competing against the likes of Lacazette and Aubameyang when he first started, I never thought he'd get a look in. So no, fair play to him. He's done well. Aston Villa, Jack Grealish. Yes, there was a time I thought Jack Grealish was not good enough for the Premier League. Yeah, when Villa were in the Championship for 3 seasons, I said Jack Grealish would do nothing when he came back to the Premier League. Oh, how wrong have I been proven? No, to be fair to Jack Grealish, he is a very good player. What a player he's turned out. But no, when he was in the Championship, yeah, he was good there. But you look at his Championship numbers and they were never really that impressive, to be honest with you. I never really thought they were anything, anything special. But no, Grealish, fantastic. I mean, since he's come back to the Premier League last season, he pretty much kept Villa up last season. He was the main player who kept them in the league. And this season, he's been absolutely superb. One of the best players in the Premier League this season. Brilliant. Yeah, easy for Aston Villa. Unfortunately, I got this one horribly wrong. Probably the worst in the list. Brighton & Hove Albion, Tariq Lamptey. I mean, it's not really, a lot of people wouldn't have predicted Lamptey would turn out this good. But yeah, when he signed for Brighton in January 2020, I didn't really think he'd do anything there. But to be fair, when he's played this season especially, he's been very good. I mean, right now he's not really playing as regularly because he's injured, but whenever Lamptey's played, he's been brilliant. So fair play to him. I do think he's a good right back, and if he continues playing like this, with all due respect to Brighton, I don't think he'll be at Brighton much longer. Burnley, James Tarkowski. So when Burnley sold Michael Keane in 2017 and they never really signed a replacement and they had to rely on Tarkowski, I really feared the worst of Burnley, but no, Tarkowski has been absolutely superb since he's played for Burnley, really. Probably their most consistent performer over the last 3 years, I'd say. Arguably anyway. He's been brilliant and he continues to be really good as well, to be fair to him. Very good defender, and I'll happily admit he's proven me wrong. I never thought he was anything special until he started playing week in, week out with Sean Dyche men, and he's been brilliant for them. Chelsea, Kurt Zouma. I mean, I don't think I'm alone. When Kurt Zouma was spat out on loan to Stoke City and Everton, I never thought he had a future at Chelsea. Even when he started playing for Chelsea under Frank Lampard, in Frank Lampard's very first game, he gave away a penalty in 8 minutes against Man United, and I never thought Zouma would recover. But to be fair to him, he's done really good. Since this season especially, scored a lot of goals, been really good at the back. Yeah, to be fair, he's still got his mistakes in him here and there, Zouma, but he's done very well. He was a very good defender, but since he recovered from that leg break he suffered in 2016 against United, I never thought he'd do much. But no, fair play to him. He has proven me wrong, and this season especially, he's been really good. Crystal Palace, Gary Cahill. I mean, I've never doubted Gary Cahill's a good defender. We all know he's a good defender at Chelsea. Hell, the guy's won the Champions League, but he wasn't... when he signed for Palace, I just thought he was after maybe one last payday and he was going to see out his career and be pretty hopeless like Rio Ferdinand was at QPR. But no, to be fair to Gary Cahill, he's been really good for Palace whenever he's played. He's really let his experience shine through. He's been brilliant in that defence, so fair play to him. I mean, never doubted he was a good player, but in a Palace shirt, he's proven me wrong. He's done a lot better than I thought he would. Everton, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Yeah, another one I got quite wrong. About a year and a half ago, I said Dominic Calvert-Lewin was not Everton level and he was pretty much a bang average striker who belongs in Premier League relegation battles. Yeah, he always had the work rate, but his goal record was pretty poor, to be honest. But no, since Carlo Ancelotti's come in, he's been very good. Yeah, Calvert-Lewin does go on goal droughts now and then, and yeah, he's not, he's not the best all the time, but he's done very well this season, you can't deny that. And he's really worked hard as well, so yeah, fair play to him. I'd say Calvert-Lewin has certainly proved me wrong. Fulham, Bobby Reid, or Bobby Dakova Reid, however you say it. But yeah, I never really give this guy an opportunity when he was at Fulham, as in, I never thought this season he'd do anything. To be fair to him, though, he's done well, and Fulham themselves, I think Fulham as a team have surprised me. I mean, as for everyone, at the start of the season, I was thinking this Fulham team could be one of the worst Premier League teams I've ever seen. But no, to be fair to them, they've done well. They've won away at Leicester, and they've put in a lot of good performances. Drew with Liverpool and probably should have won that game. But no, fair play to him. And yeah, Bobby Reid's been very good, so fair play to him. Leeds United, Patrick Bamford. I mean, I'm definitely not alone in this one. I think everyone said Patrick Bamford wouldn't do it in the Premier League. But no, fair play to Bamford. Very good so far this season. Pretty clinical on the road especially. I mean, the way Leeds play, it would be quite hard to not score goals. But Patrick Bamford has never done anything in the Premier League. And let's be honest, Bamford was a bang average Championship striker who scored about 15 goals a season in the Championship. So, you know, I never thought he'd do anything in the Premier League. But no, fair play to him, Bamford. He stepped up this season. I'm not alone in this one. But yeah, he certainly proved me wrong. Leicester City, James Justin. Yeah, I'll admit I got this one wrong. I mean, when James Justin come in the team second half of last season, he wasn't great. But this season, he's been fantastic. I mean, he's filled in at right back, left back. He's played wing back. He's played everywhere. Fair play to him. He's a very versatile player. It was a dream to have as a manager, really. And this season, even though Ricardo's a huge loss, and don't get me wrong, Ricardo's still a better right back than James Justin, but it's you know, he's done well this season. He's really stepped up in his absence, Justin, and yeah, he's done really well. So fair play to him. He's definitely proved me wrong. As I said, he's not good enough to start for Leicester. He's a relegation to Championship right back, but no, he's done well. Fair play to him. Liverpool, Fabinho. Yeah, I'll admit, when Liverpool signed Fabinho from Monaco in 2018, I said Fabinho would not cut it in the Premier League, and Naby Keita would. Admittedly, it's kind of been the other way around. Yeah, Naby Keita's had his injury problems and not done as good, but to be fair to Fabinho, he's proven me wrong heavily here. He's been fantastic for Liverpool in the last couple of years. One of the best signings of the Jurgen Klopp era, I'd go as far as saying. I never thought he'd do much at Liverpool. I thought he just wouldn't be good. He doesn't really suit Klopp's style of play. It just wouldn't work out for him. But no, fair play to him. He's certainly proven me wrong. Man City, Ferran Torres. I mean, it's kind of hard with Man City. I mean, I could go for John Stones' recent resurgence of how good he's been, but overall, not really many City players have proven me wrong in a good way. I mean, some have proved me wrong in a bad way, like Benjamin Mendy. But yeah, I'm going to say Ferran Torres. I never really thought when he was starting this season he'd do that much, but no, fair play to him, he has. He's stepped up and he has been really good for him. So yeah, I'd say Ferran Torres. Manchester United, Victor Lindelof. I mean, this really isn't that much, is it? I mean, Lindelof's not that good. He's a solid centre back who's I don't know, like maybe above a mid-table Premier League quality centre back. But no, when he first signed, I thought he'd go on to be one of the worst signings in the club's history. It was looking that way in his first season, but no, to be fair, he has recovered and he has done a bit better. But yeah, he's still nothing special, though. Let's be honest, he's still not that great. But not many Man United players have proved me wrong in a good way. I expected Bruno Fernandes to work out. Wan-Bissaka and Maguire have done what I expected. Dan James has probably proved me wrong in a bad way after the way he started, but no, I'd probably go as far as saying, Victor Lindelof is the only one who's really proved me wrong in a good way. But Newcastle United, Karl Darlow. To be fair, when Dubravka was injured at the start of the season, I really thought they were really in trouble with Darlow in goal, but my God, Darlow's been superb this season. What a career resurgence it's been from him. I mean, he's been excellent in goal. He's kept everything out. He's just done brilliant. He's made the most saves in the Premier League, I believe. What a season he's had so far. And fair play. I thought, he's not good enough for Newcastle, but he's proven me wrong. Fair play to him. Sheffield United, Sander Berg. I mean, this is hard, this season especially. No Sheffield United player has proven me wrong this season in a good way, really. I'm going to say Sander Berg because when he signed, I wasn't really that convinced by the signing, but no, fair play to him. He has done pretty well at Sheffield United. He's probably been their best player this season, although that's not really that difficult, is it? But still, no, fair play to him. I'd probably say him. Southampton, James Ward-Prowse. Yeah, believe it or not, I never really thought much of James Ward-Prowse until the last couple of years. I just thought he was a guy who was good at set pieces and a bang average Premier League midfielder, but no, Ward-Prowse, he's proven me wrong. He's been brilliant for Southampton in the last couple of years, and yeah, fair play to him. Very, very good. I actually think that he deserves a lot. He deserves a lot of credit for how good he's been and the fact he's broken the record for most Premier League free kicks. Yeah, for me, pretty easy choice. I'm gonna say James Ward-Prowse. I could maybe say Danny Ings, but I thought he'd do well at Southampton. But Ward-Prowse, I never thought he'd go on to do as well as he has, really. So fair play to him. Tottenham Hotspur, Son Heung-min. Yeah, I'll admit, when Son Heung-min first joined Tottenham, I wasn't really that convinced by him. Yeah, he had good work rate and he always had a good attitude, but I never really thought he'd make it at Tottenham, really, in terms of, you know, I never thought he'd be as good as he has been. So, yeah, in that sense, he has proved me wrong. A lot of people touch on Harry Kane, maybe, as a one-season wonder, but I don't know, I always thought Kane would be quite good. As soon as he had that one good season in the Europa League, I always said he'd be a good player. I just had a feeling, but with Son, I never really felt that way. And no, to be fair to him, he's been superb, so I'm going to definitely say Son. West Bromwich Albion, Semi Ajayi. This was difficult for West Brom. I mean, who can I choose from West Brom, really? I mean, Ajayi is the only one, I think, who's done okay in defence, but they've been leaking goals left, right and centre, so I can barely say him. But no, in my opinion, this West Brom team is one of the worst in Premier League history. And I feel bad saying that, but it is. I just don't think it's got much to it at all. And when I even employed Big Sam, I hope you get relegated, West Brom. Sorry about that. West Ham United, Declan Rice. I'm going to say Declan Rice because until this season, I never really thought a lot of Declan Rice. I thought he was a really overrated holding midfielder who didn't really do that much at all in the West Ham team. But no, full credit to him. He's been very good this season. And yeah, he is a good player. I think when you look at what he does in the team, it kind of goes unnoticed. But he is a very good player. And this season especially, he stepped up massively for David Moyes' side. So I'm going to say Declan Rice. You know, he has proven me wrong. Fair play to him. Wolverhampton Wanderers, João Moutinho. Yeah, I'm quite embarrassed to say, when João Moutinho joined Wolves, don't get me wrong, João Moutinho has always been a good player, but when he joined Wolves, I kind of just assumed he was joining as a Portuguese player looking for one last payday, but no, fair play, he's been absolutely superb for Wolves. Yeah, this season he's faded off a little bit, but he is getting on, Moutinho. People forget how old he really is, so, but yeah, overall, no complaints at all for how good he's been. Absolute full credit to him, and yeah, brilliant signing, and yeah, another great addition to what's been good recruitment at Wolves in the last few years. But yeah, that is a wrap on every Premier League player, well, every Premier League player from one club who's proven me wrong. Thank you very much for watching, everyone, and I'll be coming up with some more interviews which I'll be posting regularly on the channel, so keep your eyes peeled on that. And thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.